and welcome to the Roy Rogers Riders Club.
Thrill again to the thundering hooves and cattle stampedes, barroom brawls, and shootouts of classic Western features and TV shows. Annie Oakley, Roy Rogers, Gene Autry, John Wayne, and all their cowboy pals and sidekicks roam the West once more. Heroes never die on ComedyMX Channels. They just ride off into the sunset.
Jim Bowie, he was a bold adventuring man. Jim Bowie, battled for right with a powerful hand. His blade was tempered and so was he. Indestructible steel was he. Jim Bowie, he was a fighter, a fearless and mighty adventuring man.
New Orleans in 1830 was legally part of the United States. Illegally, it was any man's city. A whirlpool of intrigue, violence, and murder. And now it had hit me, Jim Bowie. River pirates had made off with $10,000 worth of my trade goods. I wanted them back. A lady I knew had volunteered to help. I was waiting for her. Mademoiselle Dupré, I hope this won't put you in danger.
No one saw me, and my coachman is loyal.
Very kind of you to help me.
No, monsieur. Selfish. I wish to return to France. If you get your goods back, you will be grateful, no?
I'll be grateful. What'd you find out?
Open, please. I'll only be a moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Come with me. The man at the rear table.
The one with the glasses?
Yes, that is Simon Ogilvy. He dines here alone every night, late.
He doesn't look much like a pirate.
He is worse. A respectable lawyer for disrespectable men. Even advises them what to steal.
You think he might lead me to the thieves?
No, he would never lead you. You will have to find some way to gain his confidence. But it will have to be something clever. A man as well known as you. I will come to your hotel as soon as I learn something more. Quickly.
I acted quickly on the facts Madeleine Dupré had given me. That Ogleby dined every night at the Territory, that he was nearsighted, and that he hated Lafitte.
Jim! What, Cousin Homer? Well, Monsieur Bellarme, this is my cousin, Reverend Wilkins. I'll meet you inside. I'll be right there, Joe.
Jim, boy, I've been looking high and low for you. Called at your lodging 3 times today. Someone finally told me I might find you here at the theater.
Yeah. Something I can do for you, cousin?
We're in trouble, Jim. Bad trouble.
Oh?
My boys Matthew and Paul have run away from home.
Well, that's not so bad. I did the same thing myself when I was 16.
Yeah, but they didn't run off to make their own way like you did, Jim. They ran off to go filibustering in South America. And their mother hasn't heard a blessed word from them since they left home.
Well, New Orleans is an exciting place. They've probably been too busy, you know what I mean?
No, sir. Not my boys. If they haven't written their mother, something's happened to them. Something dreadful. Find them, Jim. Please, look for them.
I don't know. Every time there's trouble in our family, Jim Bowie's got to saddle up and go help. Well, I'm sorry. This time, I'm going to help Jim Bowie for a change. I'm sorry, cousin. I'm busy.
I understand, Jim.
Look, why don't you go to the police? They can help you better than I can.
I've been there, Jim. But I thank you for your kindly advice. Goodbye, Jim.
Goodbye, Homer.
Waiter. Yes, sir. Bottle of Madeira, Sonny. And hurry it up. I got a thirst that's pressing real close to my bad temper. Up to it! Shake a leg!
Yeah.
Well, don't stand there gawking, Sonny. Ain't you never seen a real saltwater sailor before? Go on, out of here.
Captain Hawkins?
That's what they call me, sir. Captain Hawkins, late of His Majesty's Royal Navy. And who might you be?
Jean-Jacques Toujours is my name, sir. I have the honor to represent Mr. Jim Bowie. He challenges you to a duel.
Jim Bowie? That pigeon-hearted pig? He's calling me out, is he? Give me that card. Now, sir, you may inform that lily-livered poltroon that I'll meet him any time, any place. Go on now, off you go. And who do you think you're staring at, Mighty?
Well, I couldn't help overhearing, sir, and I want you to know that if you'd care to be seconded in this affair, I'd be proud to oblige.
Well, that's very obliging of you, sir. Very obliging indeed. And may I have the acquaintance of your name, sir?
Ogilvy's the name, Simon Ogleby, but won't you join me here, sir?
Well, I don't mind if I do, sir.
I have some knowledge of this scoundrel Bowie who challenged you, Captain. I should like you to know that I share your low esteem of him.
Then let's drink to his ill health, sir, and his cowardly and trembling hand in tomorrow's engagement. And may I ask, sir, what is your particular squall with Bowie?
Oh, it's troublesome inquisitiveness. In a word, I find him nosy.
Then fret no more, sir. Fret no more. Tomorrow he will be engaged and scuttled.
And may I add that if you bring about the extinction of Mr. Bowie on the morrow, certain advantages may come your way.
Tell me more, sir. Tell me more.
I know more about you than you realize, Captain. I've been following your activities in and around New Orleans for the last week or two.
Oh, you have you, sir? And what did you find out about me?
My, you are inquisitive, aren't you? It seems that both you and Mr. Bowie share that flaw in character, along with an interest in a certain Mademoiselle Dupree. Do you feel that it's hot in here, Captain?
Yes, it is getting a little hot.
Then I suggest you take off those ridiculous whiskers, Mr. Bowie. They must be unbearably itchy.
Well, dog my cats.
That was an amusing try, Bowie.
When'd you catch on?
I'm a devotee of the drama. I recognize the well-known actor Bellarme. As a matter of fact, I've been waiting for you ever since Madeline pointed me out to you through the window last night. Has it occurred to you, Bowie, that in the back country from whence you come, your maneuvering might seem less clumsy?
I kind of like New Orleans. I don't think I'll leave just yet.
Don't let these silken gloves deceive you, Bowie.
Let's get to the point, Ogleby. Who's your employer?
Oh, come, my good fellow. Let the curtain stay down. The show's over. It's time the players went home.
Somewhere in this city, there's stolen property of mine, which I intend to recover.
And how will you recover the fair Madeline?
Madeline?
She is beyond all conventional means of communication. Persist in this effort, and you may never see her again. There's a steamboat going north in precisely 1 hour. Be on it.
And if I'm not?
Then we shall take off the silken gloves. Why, look around you, man. This is not a stage. This is real. Could my carriage drive you to the steamboat wharf?
You know, Ogleby, there's one thing I've learned about you.
And what's that?
You're as blind as a bat without your glasses.
Seize him! Seize him!
Howdy, took you less than carving?
Give him some more bruises and take him to his hotel.
The 3 or 4 days following that merciless beating were a blur to me. A week later, I was able to sit up and take stock of my misfortunes, and also a little food. My talented friend Bellarme was on hand to help me, and to help himself.
My bill, Mr. Bowie. Itemized and toted up.
Oh, thank you. To rental and ruination of pirate costume, complete with beard, mustache, and eye patch, $20. Use a 3-minute playlet entitled Invitation to the Duello, $15. Acting services of undersigned in said playlet, and instruction in Cockney accent, $25. Total, $65. Are you sure you included everything?
Well, there's no charge for the personal risk I incurred.
You got out of there well before the roof caved in.
I left precisely on cue.
You certainly did. Well, hand me my pouch. It's on the dresser. Oh, would you see who that is? Or will there be an extra charge? A lady. A young lady?
No, a character woman.
Mama. Mama, when did you...
Who are you?
Jean-Jacques Bellarme, tragedian, at your service, madame.
Well, take your service someplace else. What's going to happen here is a family matter, and strictly private.
Invitation to the duello.
Well, Mama, don't I get a little hug, a little kiss, huh?
The way you've been behaving, you're no son of mine, James.
What's the matter? What have I done wrong now?
Sit right down there.
Huh?
Sit right down, I'm telling you. Here. I want you to strike that out in your own hand, right there. That name over your brother Reason. And if you don't do it, I will.
You mean you want my name struck out of the family Bible?
I do. Use the pen.
Well, I don't want it taken out. That's an awful thing to do.
It's a jot more awful to turn down your kinfolks. Turning down your own family and cousin. You ought to be ashamed, Jim.
That's what it is. Cousin Homer, huh?
Yeah, and he came to you in a great need, and you turned your back on him.
I sent him to the police.
Do you think he'd tell his troubles to a stranger?
That's what the police are for.
Not where we come from. Where we come from, that's what kinfolk are for. But you wouldn't remember that, would you? Because you're too busy consorting up and down this wicked city with stage actors and faded ladies. And to think you're a son of mine.
Oh, Mama. Don't have to get upset.
Well, can't you see how Cousin Sarah feels about their missing boys?
Well, can't you see how I feel about my missing goods?
Oh, never mind about your goods. There's a law of God and there's a law of kinship, and you can't turn your back to either of them.
Oh, Mama, stop it. No sermons, please. I can't turn my back on $10,000 either.
The Lord moves in a mysterious way, and as long as you're right, Jim, he'll reward you.
All right, Mama. I'll look for him. I'll start right in.
Well, that's better.
Mama knew even less than Cousin Homer about where the missing boys might have gone, and Cousin Homer knew nothing. My best possible source of information was Maurice Toulouse, the journalist.
All I know is that boys of 16 to 20 arrive by the dozen, filled with hopes of glory and gold in the Army of Liberation.
And just why do they aim to liberate?
Who knows? Any one of the troubled countries to the south.
And do these filibustering outfits ever actually leave the city?
I doubt it. But then everything they do is highly secret. Wait. I remember talking with someone. He was grieving the loss of a son to some vague cause. Let's see now. Some shopkeeper. Yes, the apothecary. Charpentier in Canal Street.
Fight and die on foreign soil? Bah! My son's body was found in the bayou, upriver, not 5 miles from here. Just turned 17 he was. Too young to die. An accident, the lieutenant said, on training maneuvers.
Lieutenant? What lieutenant?
Maduro, the officer of conscription. A Spaniard, formerly a pirate, they tell me.
You know where I can find him?
Yes, at the Oakley Bleu on the waterfront. I wouldn't go there if I were you, though.
Oakley Bleu on the waterfront.
Here's your man, Capitan.
Well, Jouvin. And Mr. Ogleby. Quite a family reunion.
You will be more comfortable without your weapon, monsieur. I have had reason to respect that knife. Oh, have you met Marcel, monsieur? To his intimates, he is better known as the Butcher of Barbados. So you must not let his air of gentility deceive you. He also is a formidable man with knives. Oh, but enough of the pleasantries, monsieur. You have come here for business.
No. But after seeing some of my stolen goods and your wharf, we might as well put business on the agenda.
This is regrettable, Bowie. You should have taken my advice.
Funny thing is, it was someone else's advice that brought me here. It had nothing to do with stolen goods. I'm looking for 2 missing cousins of mine who might have been recruited by a man named Maduro.
You have reason to believe that they are among our conscripts?
The trail seems to lead this way.
Their names, please.
Paul and Matthew Wilkins.
Oh, I know them quite well, monsieur. High-spirited young men. In fact, much too high-spirited. We have had to discipline them.
Yeah?
To train our recruits for military service in foreign lands, we try to give them practical experience here, along the river.
You mean like robbing barges and flatboats?
Collecting supplies for our compatriots to the south. Unfortunately, some of them object. Your cousins have been very stubborn, very persistent in hanging on to such awkward virtues as honesty, morality.
I can imagine they would be quite stubborn that way, being sons of a preacher. Can I see them?
Marcel, take Monsieur Bowie to the disciplinary barracks.
Oui, Monsieur Captain.
A most pleasant visit with your cousins, monsieur.
Thanks, General.
You and your knives are becoming legendary, Mr. Bowie. I'd like to cross blades with you someday. In a friendly way, of course.
Yeah, I imagine you could be real friendly with a blade.
The Butcher of Barbados, they call me. This way.
Didn't you once sail out of Trinidad on a brig called the Starlight?
I did.
A friend of mine was on that ship, a man called Mark Melville.
He met with an accident, as I recall, sir.
Yeah.
Sailor. You'll find your cousins in there.
Hey!
You stupid American clod.
Cousin Jim! What are you doing here?
Looking for you two. And now that I found you, you don't look so good.
Don't feel so good either.
Look at our backs, Cousin Jim.
They've been whipping us
Ooh.
like mules.
Well, it's no more than you deserve. Running away from your mother, not even writing to her.
We couldn't, Cousin Jim. They wouldn't let us.
Well, what's this all about? Have you found out anything?
They had us collecting goods from the docks. Supplies for the patriots in Venezuela.
Then we saw your name on some of it, and we knew better.
Oh.
What are you grinning about?
Oh, well, just something Mama said. The Lord works in a mysterious way, his wonders to perform. And it looks like we're going to have to perform a little wonder ourselves. Any ideas how we're going to get out of here?
We've been preparing while we've been waiting. Look.
Well, now, look at this.
We made it. Piece of old iron hinge.
We all took turns scraping it on the stone sill.
Finally got an edge on it.
You sure did.
Can you use it?
I can try. They ever feed you, boys?
Twice a day they push in some hog slop. She's walking again.
Who is?
Miss Dupre.
Miss Dupre?
Yeah, she's a prisoner like we are.
She is she?
Give me the keys. Get back. Get back.
Which way is the stairs?
That way.
Watch yourselves.
Look out!
Mademoiselle Dupre.
Monsieur Bowie.
I heard you were up here.
Joubin, the beast. He found out I was trying to help you. I think he intends to kill me.
Well, tell me about it later. Let's get out of here.
Before you leave, Mr. Bowie, I should like the pleasure of engagement. Knife to knife. It is your own blade, monsieur. I dislike taking unfair advantage.
Stand back, mademoiselle. I knew the second mate on that ship. It was no accident to kill Mark Melville. He got a knife in the back.
Yes, American. This one. It was the 9th notch. You see, I have a reputation, too. You will be the 10th and most famous of all my victims.
Keep bragging, Butcher. I don't like to take unfair advantage either.
That was stupid of you, American. I can so easily break your bones.
Come right ahead.
Get your things.
Wait a minute. I promised you I'd be grateful. You said your heart's desire was to return to France, isn't it?
It was. Rubies. They're worth a fortune.
They ought to pay your passage back to France.
That is only my second choice now.
And your first?
Don't you know? Really?
I'm nothing but trouble, Madeline. Nothing but trouble. You don't believe me? Ask my mother.
Better hurry, cousin.
Hello, boys.
We got him down, but we can't guarantee how long.
Well, come on. Hello, Mama.
Just a minute. Did you find Cousin Homer's boys?
Yes, I did. They're home safe and sound. I just came from there.
Oh, the Lord be praised. I knew you could do it, Jim.
Oh, you did, huh? I see you didn't take my name out of the Bible.
Oh, sure. You knew I couldn't do that.
No, I didn't. I wasn't sure. You can be pretty ornery sometimes.
Are you all right?
Yes, I am. We broke up that gang of river pirates, and their leaders are in jail.
And your $10,000, did you get it back?
Well, most of it. I lost around 1,000, I'd say. But it was worth it. I learned 2 lessons on this trip.
What lessons?
Well, first, you were right, Mama. The Lord does move in a mysterious way, his wonders to perform. And second, there isn't an actress in New Orleans as pretty as you.
Why, Jim.
And here's the star of our show, Scott Forbes.
Hello, everyone. Hope you enjoyed tonight's show. And we'll be with us again next week for another exciting adventure in the life of Jim Bowie.
Jim Bowie, Jim Bowie, he was a bold adventuring man. Jim Bowie, battled for right with a powerful hand. His blade was tempered and so was he. Indestructible steel was he. Jim Bowie, He was a fighter, a fearless and mighty adventuring man. He roamed the wilderness unafraid, from Natchez to Rio Grande. With all the might of his gleaming blade, he fought for the rights of man. Jim Bowie, Jim Bowie, he was a fighter, a fearless and mighty adventuring man. Jim Bowie, he was a bold adventuring man. Jim Bowie, battled for right with a powerful hand. His blade was tempered and so was he. Indestructible steel was he. Jim Bowie, he was a fighter, a fearless and mighty adventuring man. He roamed the wilderness unafraid, from Natchez to Rio Grande. With all the might of his gleaming blade, he fought for the rights of man. Jim Bowie, he was a fighter, a fearless and mighty adventuring man.
It was the night before Christmas, and the hot pie sellers in the streets made all New Orleans smell like Mama's kitchen. This year, though, fast as my thoughts turned to Mama's kitchen, I steered him away. It was a long road home, and I had other plans for the holiday. But before it was over, I was to learn there's more than one road to Christmas. Sure as my name's Jim Bowie.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, mon ami.
Same to you, Maurice.
A hot rum toddy, please.
Well, where is it? Let's see it.
I searched for 3 days before making my choice. If you're not satisfied, our friendship is at an end.
Well, now, look at this. That's a beautiful brooch. I sure wish I could see Mama's face when she finds this in her Christmas stocking.
Perhaps you should change your mind and deliver it to her in person.
Might as well ask me to change the course of the Mississippi River. My shipment of indigo is held up on a sandbar just above Natchez. Won't make New Orleans till Christmas night.
It means a lot to you, that shipment.
$10,000, clear profit.
I think she would gladly exchange it for a sight of that ugly face of yours.
Now listen, Maurice, there are times when I wish you'd stop telling me how to run my life.
Bowie of Opelousas?
Merry Christmas, sir. I can handle my own
They
affairs,
say,
you know.
They say that you are quite a great man, especially when there's a knife in your hand.
Is that so?
Look, monsieur, you are superfluous. This quarrel is between friends.
No, my dear sir, no. No. It is you who are superfluous.
Where is he? Where's that fellow?
He left in a hurry.
Which way to go? Way to go? Who can tell? Perhaps to spend Christmas with his mother.
Now listen, Maurice, there's no time to be amusing. Where's that? Wait a minute, where's that brooch? He took it. Anyone know that man?
I have seen him, I think. Last night at the baccarat table.
Yeah? What's his name?
My memory is not good.
Maybe I can help your memory.
Monsieur, with all respect, his name I do not know. Only that his home is Bellecine.
Bellecine, where's that?
About 20 miles up the river road.
Jim, you shouldn't go alone.
My drink is on the house. Afternoon, sir. Afternoon, miss. Could you buy any
Alciblade, my son. Welcome.
I'm sorry, sir. There's been some
It's me. Alciblade is here. Alciblade is returned.
Miss, what is all this?
Dear, dear uncle.
Huh?
Please, say nothing. I'll explain later.
Did I not say my prayers would be answered?
Come, let's go in.
Oh, no, my dear. You need no longer bear an old man's weight. Alciblade is here. Alciblade. Your arm. You see, Israel, Alciblade has come home.
Now, look, mademoiselle, I can't...
Monsieur, it's Christmas Day, and you have it in your power to give a great gift to all of us here at Bellasime. Oh, I know you won't refuse.
I'm sorry. I've come to Bellasime for an entirely different reason.
Please? You see, I can explain why you're washing.
Hmm?
The water is beautifully hot,
Yeah.
and you are rather dusty.
Yeah.
The old gentleman downstairs is Jean-Baptiste Plochel. His daughter was my mother, and his son, his only son, was my Uncle Alciblade.
The man he takes me for? Must be a strong resemblance, huh?
Well, there is enough for him. My uncle, too, was tall and dark-haired. And he was the handsomest, gayest, kindest creature my mother used to say. And the one his father loved best in all the world. This is his room. It's just as he left it 20 years ago.
20 years ago? Well, he'd have changed by now. He'd be middle-aged. Can't the old gentleman see that?
Well, he sees what he wants to see. For him, those 20 years have never been. And Alciblade is still the young man who set off so gaily for Paris to make his grand tour. It was a day in spring when he went away. And he promised his father he would come back to have Christmas dinner with him. But God willed otherwise. And his ship was lost with all on board.
I see. So that's why your grandfather is so confused.
Well, consider, monsieur, his only son. My mother used to say he was never the same man. Never. Now he's old, and his mind is clouded, and he thinks that you...
Yeah, I know what he thinks. But I'm sorry, this is just a piece of bad luck for both of us.
It's been the same for so many Christmases. This morning at daylight, he was rapping his cane on the back gallery, calling all the servants together. This room must be arranged, and dinner prepared, and all must be in readiness for the return of Alciblade. And then he sat down to wait, faithfully, like a child.
Mademoiselle, I know what you're intending to ask, and I hope you won't.
Well, how can I not ask you? It's what I've prayed for, that God would give just one more happy Christmas Day to my grandfather. And the good God answered me. Why else are you here? You understand now. You will let him believe just for this one day that you're his son. You will grant him his Christmas dinner with Alciblade.
I'm afraid I can't. I mean, I'm here on urgent business of my own.
Welcome home, Mr. Alciblade.
I'm not going to wear another man's clothes.
It's his coat. Put it on.
I don't want to wear his thing.
First one arm,
Well, I can tell you right now, it
then
won't.
the other.
It won't fit.
So.
There's no point in trying.
Alciblade, I would like you next to me. Where is Autry? Autry?
Fool of a Josh forgot to wake me. I'm terrible.
Andre.
I beg to be excused. We will not excuse you. Come, pay your respects to your uncle. What?
Your uncle, Alciblade.
Andre, follow your sister's example and make your uncle welcome.
Welcome, Uncle.
Oh, no, Israel, my son. Our Heavenly Father, on this Christmas day, we remember the Holy Family, keeping the first Christmas under a humble roof. And we ask thy blessing upon the families of men who cherish this day above all others, united in love of one another and of thee. Amen. Two lumps. I beg to be excused. My children, by the grace of God, we are all here together, perhaps for the last time, and I have a duty to perform. Your arm, my son. Esme, Andre, please attend us to the library.
Lead on, Uncle. Surely you know the way to the library.
Oh, Andre, don't joke. Grandpapa, you take my arm. Uncle Alcibiade's legs are so long, I'm sure he must tire you.
Put that down. You're safe under this roof. And you've had enough to drink. Look, if I can put on a good face to give your grandfather a happy Christmas, so can you. Come on.
Here, my son, here is the treasure of de Rochelle. Alcibiade, come and stand beside me. Here are the family seals with the coat of arms of de Rochelle, which we have had since the First Crusade. And here is the deed to this house, Bellissime, with all its broad acres. And here are the jewels of Rochelle, made to the order of my namesake, the great Jean-Baptiste de Rochelle, Marshal of France, in the time of Henry IV. For generations, these jewels have graced the ladies of our family. On your wedding day, you will present them to your wife with my blessing. When my father grew old and tired as I am now, I had this key from his hands. And in receiving it, I assumed the guardianship of the treasure of Flochelle, of the destiny of Flochelle, and the honor of Flochelle. Take it, my son.
Oh, sir, I can't.
Alciblade, I command you, lock the strongbox. And now, you are master here, my son. Oh, thank God for this day. Esme, I'm very tired.
Well, come and rest.
Bowie, I stole your brooch, you know that. I regretted it immediately, but I had no choice. I have immense gambling debts, and there is no one I can turn to.
You're looking for sympathy from me. You're wasting your breath. You belong behind bars. I'd be happy to put you there. But I don't want to see those two suffer. So if you give me back my brooch, I'll consider the debt canceled.
Certainly. On condition that you give me the key to the strongbox.
Not a chance.
What I ask is not wrong. Alciblade is dead. I am my grandfather's heir. When he dies, the jewels will be mine, but I must have money now.
You worthless. You think I'd help you sell those jewels?
No, I don't intend to sell them. I merely intend to offer them as a security for a loan. And when my grandfather's estate is mine, I shall reclaim them and no one will be the wiser.
Your grandfather mentioned the Flochelle honor. How do you figure to reclaim that?
What do I care about the Flochelle honor? For years, I've been living in the shadow of a dead man. I'm treated like a child. I have nothing that is mine. Everything's for Alciblade.
Keep your voice down.
Bowie, I warn you. If you don't give me that key, I shall go to my grandfather and I shall tell him the truth.
Well, there's the door.
Will you give me that key?
Alciblade!
Yes, sir? I'm here.
This is a strong hand. It's a man's hand. My boy is a boy no longer.
Well, consider. He's been gone for nearly a year.
A year? I don't know. Sometimes it seems like a dream. Alciblade?
Yes, sir?
Was the turkey to your taste?
Yeah, it was the best I ever ate.
I remember that you liked it dressed with pecans. The big pecans from the tree on the bayou. I had them gathered expressly for you.
He's asleep. Monsieur. Monsieur, I have no words to thank you.
Oh.
And I know my brother, too, is very grateful.
I wouldn't be too sure of that, mademoiselle.
Well, I know he may not think it's manly to say so, but I know what's in his heart. And I know, too, that he is sometimes very lonely. It's good that he has a friend like you.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say we were friends exactly. Might say we had some business dealings.
Well, you came here on business. But you will stay as a friend?
I'm afraid that's impossible. I have to be in New Orleans tonight. What's the old gentleman going to say when he wakes up and finds I've left?
Monsieur, You came to us as a gift of God. And God does not send his gifts incomplete. He'll provide.
Well, that seems an awful lot to ask. Even of God. Excuse me.
Monsieur, if you will accompany me to the garden, I think we can conclude our transaction.
All right.
Turn around. The key. Give it to me. I'll cut it out of you.
All right, I give up. You can have the key.
All right. Give it to me.
Andre, Mr. Bowie. You see, monsieur, it's as I said. God does not give his gifts incomplete.
I've never known how to ask for pardon. But you know, somehow after all that has passed, it's not so difficult to say, forgive me.
And you've learned something worth knowing. Maybe I have, too.
What is this?
You said you needed security for a loan.
But you've forgotten I've just inherited my... Yes. Yes, you are right. Those jewels are not really mine at all, are they? I am just their guardian. You trust me.
It's not a gift. Just as soon as you're out of your difficulties, I expect it back, and don't you forget that.
But the woman for whom it was intended...
The woman for whom it was intended is my mother. But she'd just as soon have something else. I'm going to give it to her.
Monsieur Bowie, I cannot imagine what your mother could find more magnificent than this.
Well, I've never considered myself magnificent, but who am I to argue with Mama? Come on, boys. We're going home. Merry Christmas.
And here's the star of our show, Scott Forbes.
Hello.
Hope you enjoyed tonight's show. And that you'll be with us next week for another adventure in the exciting life of Jim Bowie.
He roamed the wilderness unafraid, from Natchez to Rio Grande. With all the might of his gleaming blade, he fought for the rights of man. Jim Bowie, he was a bold adventuring man. Jim Bowie, battled for right with a powerful hand. His blade was tempered and so was he. Indestructible steel was he. Jim Bowie, he was a fighter, a fearless and mighty adventuring man.